Alright, let's talk about something real for a sec. Have you ever felt like you have to be in a relationship in high school or else you're missing out? Like everyone else is getting into relationships, posting cute couple photos, and suddenly you start wondering, am I doing high school wrong? Today, we're diving into this weird pressure that society throws at teens to be in a relationship, and spoiler alert, no, you're not doing high school wrong if you are single. But before we get too deep, let me hit you with a little riddle to keep you thinking. What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years? Stick around till the end or near the end to get the answer. So let's break this down. Why does it seem like everyone suddenly has to be in relationships in high school? Honestly, it's everywhere. Movies, TV shows, even social media. The idea that if you're single, you're somehow less or missing out is so embedded in teens culture. And as someone who went through high school myself, I know firsthand how the pressure can get to you. I remember thinking, why isn't anyone asking me out? Like, is there some hidden guidebook that I missed or something? I know so many of you have felt the same, like being single somehow just means you're behind. But newsflash, that's a total myth. Let me just say, relationships do not define your high school experience. What defines it is you, what you learn, who you become, and the experiences you create for yourself. So where does all of this pressure even come from? Part of it is pop culture. There's this narrative that high school is incomplete without a romantic subplot. And that could be fun, but there's also pressure from your friends, for instance. You know what I'm talking about, right? The moment your best friend starts dating someone, suddenly there's this invisible clock ticking for you. You see their texts, their dates, and suddenly you start feeling like the odd one out. I mean, even your family can get on it sometimes. Ever have your aunt asked, "So, do you have a boyfriend or girlfriend yet?" Like, no, Aunt Karen, I'm just trying to pass geometry at this point. Here's the truth, being single is completely okay. In fact, it can be one of the best things for you right now. High school is about figuring out who you are, not who you are when you're with someone else. I know it sounds cliche, but trust me, learning to love yourself and be okay on your own is one of the most important things you can do. Plus, relationships at this age can and often are complicated. You're still figuring out who you are, as I just mentioned, and adding someone else into that mix can sometimes bring some more stress than happiness. And if you are in a relationship, that's great. Just make sure it's because you want to be, not because you feel like you should be. So, how do you handle the pressure? First, remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to whether you're dating someone or not. Focus on your friendships, your hobbies, and the things that make you happy. Second, do not rush into a relationship just because everyone else is. If it happens, but let it happen naturally, not because you're chasing after what everyone else has. I want to hear from you. What's your experience with the pressure today in high school? Have you felt it? How do you handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments or hit me up on social media. Let's get this conversation going because trust me, you're not alone in this feeling. Oh, and before we go, remember that riddle from the beginning? It's now riddle answer time. What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years? The answer is the letter M. That was funny. I bet that made you laugh. So that's all for today, guys. Remember, relationships do not define you. You define you. Focus on your own growth and do not let the pressure get to you. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe for more real talk, and I'll catch you the next time on the Sublime Society. Thank you so much, as always.